Today we're talking about 7 simple habits that instantly better your life. If you're like me, you probably have felt that the internet's version of resetting your life as you age gives you instant anxiety. You better be getting 12 hours of sleep a night and take a 20-step everything shower to wake you up every morning. You try to force it for a bit, doing all of the things and then some, only to end up back in your same old sweats, feeling worse than before. My 30s have been the hardest decade of my life, and after burning out, I was ready to throw in the towel, but something in me said not yet. Today, I'm sharing 7 realistic changes that help me rebuild my confidence and have me feeling like my best self in the last year of my 30s and so ready for my 40s. Let's go. The very first place I had to start this reset was physical. If you have watched the channel for a while, you may have noticed that I have lost some weight, actually 30 pounds to be exact, over the last 1.5 to 2 years. I have historically been a total cardio queen. I absolutely love getting on my rower, followed by some push-ups for a gentle full body burn that engages my muscles much more than just walking or running. But my husband has gently yet persistently been encouraging me to actually lift weights. Let me be incredibly honest with you. I hate lifting weights. I do not enjoy it at all, but I am currently forcing myself to do it at least twice a week because of how important it is that as women, we lift weights as we age. So as we approach our late 30s and move towards perimenopause and menopause, our bodies undergo massive changes. We start to lose our bone density during those years, and once it's gone, it's really hard to get back. So on average, muscle mass can decrease anywhere from 3 to 8% per decade, and after 60, that rate actually accelerates even more. Weightlifting is vital because that resistance is one of the only things that signals your body to hold on to that bone density and muscle. So is part of my current motivation to suffer through my disdain for weightlifting aesthetic? Yes. I am eager to replump my booty from my weight loss with squats, and I have a goal to get rock hard abs by the time I'm 40 next year. But realizing how vital it is for my future self to be strong and healthy, how I want her to be, I realize it is worth me suffering through my dislike of it. The more muscle you have, the better your metabolism functions and the better your joints are supported as you age. So your goal doesn't have to be a 6-pack, but maybe it's just wanting to get off of the floor without your knees aching or maintaining your independence. You have to find a why that is strong enough to push you through the workouts that you don't want to do. You and your future self are worth the extra effort. After my morning workout, I immediately focus on getting enough protein to recover during breakfast. Just like weightlifting is vital for your physical body, what you put in it is just as important. I focus on consuming high protein and healthy fats for my post-workout breakfast, and that's also when I take my daily vitamins and supplements. And I've been taking Biologica's Primary Essentials to get my daily dose, and they were kind enough to sponsor today's video. Biologica is a drinkable daily multivitamin developed alongside a team of doctors that consolidates what most women are already taking into one daily formula. I love the fact that it's a drink you actually look forward to rather than swallowing several pills or shooting back a shot of not so tasty vitamins. It uses the exact doses found in actual clinical research rather than just sprinkle amounts. Primary Essentials is designed for women roughly 18 to 45 years of age, and it supports mood, skin, energy, and cycle comfort. This formula uses a premium saffron extract that specifically supports emotional steadiness, which I love because I do need help with that. Biologica understands that as our bodies change, our supplements should too, and they offer 3 formulas. It is not just a one-size-fits-all multivitamin. They also have midlife essentials for women in perimenopause and postmenopause essentials for women in menopause. On their website, they offer a quiz to help you figure out what formula works best for you. If you are at an in-between stage like myself, I wasn't sure if I should have gotten primary or midlife essentials, which one would be better for me. And their quiz made it so easy to find out which would suit me best based off of my answers. Their cranberry lemonade flavor, it's very light and refreshing, and the effervescence makes it almost feel like a fun mocktail while I'm drinking it, and it just makes me feel a little more fancy in the mornings, and I really just enjoy it. Their site is linked below in the description and pinned comment, and you can save up to 32% a month when you subscribe. And if you aren't sure which formula is right for you, take their hormonal life stage quiz to find out. Thank you to Biologica again for sponsoring today's video. Once you are supporting yourself physically, you have to look at how you are presenting yourself. Because I only see clients just once a week here in my studio, and the rest of my time is spent working on the computer, doing YouTube things, and fulfilling my digital service orders, I wound up falling into a massive style rut. I wasn't getting dressed up daily like I used to when I did hair more days of the week, and I just found that editing videos or doing research from my home office felt more comfortable in sweats and workout clothes. I just didn't see the point in trying how I used to. But as time went by, I realized that I was losing my sense of style, and I got into this rut where I didn't really know exactly how I wanted to dress or how I should be dressing. The clothes that I loved in my 20s and my early 30s, they no longer felt right on me anymore, and I wasn't sure which direction I should go. So most days I would just get dressed with the thought of, oh, this is fine, or there's no sense in trying, why do you care? Which just led me to overall not feeling like myself anymore. A turning point was when I started studying to become an image consultant, discovering my color season, which is warm autumn, and fully understanding my body shape gave me a fresh perspective. It felt like overnight I gained so many more options that I hadn't realized were available to me. When you learn even just the basics about your own coloring and shape, shopping stops being a guessing game. So you finally start realizing why things do or don't work for you. It is not that your body is wrong. It's just that no one ever helped you understand the right things about it. So now that I understand these things about myself, I have been able to pick out items that now serve me well, and it's allowed me to actually push myself into different items that I may not typically wear. My core style personality is natural, meaning that casual, comfortable items are my standard go-to, but a goal I'm adding in this year is pushing myself into pieces that are different from what I would typically grab. I truly believe that every woman needs a few items in her closet that break her own mold. It keeps life more fun, you know? I started telling myself, no one but me knows that this isn't my typical outfit, because I always get a little self-conscious. And ironically, I actually often get the most compliments when I'm wearing something outside of my comfort zone. So it makes me feel confident, it makes me feel sexy, and we all deserve to give ourselves that feeling every now and then. So I encourage you, don't trap yourself in the style box that you built 10 years ago. Next time you're out shopping, look for something that's a bit outside of your zone and get it. I really think that you are going to be surprised at how fun it is to try something new. Let's talk about hair for a bit, because how can we not? As most of you know, I have fine hair that isn't the thickest, and you can see that I have been growing it out. And with that grow out, I have realized that as our hair grows, we have to change how we treat our hair based on its length, not on how we want it to look. So a styling routine that works on your bob or shoulder length hair is not the same routine that your mid-length or chest length hair needs. So your hair, as it grows, it can't always handle what your dream hair scenario looks like. The longer your hair gets, the longer your mids and ends have been around, and let me tell you, they are tired. So I have always loved big, voluminous hair, maxed out with all of the volume products in the world to make it the hair of my dreams, even though my hair is actually the complete opposite. If I want my long hair to be healthy, I realized I had to start accepting and embracing my hair for what it is. And that means letting it rock a smooth, sleek style that it naturally has on its own much more often. So the trade-off is that it allows me to keep my hair healthy as I grow it out, and I also use a conditioning mask on my hair on a regular basis. You guys have heard me in previous videos mention Redken's ABC, their intensive repair treatment. They sadly, at least for the moment, have discontinued that. So I've had to switch to their 5-minute liquid mask, and I have used this in the past as well, and it does a great job. So the longer your mids and ends get, remember how tired they are. So be sure you're using a deep conditioning treatment like this weekly or once every other week to ensure that your hair stays healthy. It is okay to pull out all of the styling stops for your dream hair every now and then, but giving your natural curls a rest from all the heat and flat ironing, or opting for hydrating products on your fine hair instead of volume products will help to keep your hair looking its best self through various lengths. Taking care of our physical bodies and our style is wonderful, but if we don't feel good mentally, none of it matters. A crucial part of my reset is prioritizing my mental health. So the best way to start doing this is to pick just one thing to do for yourself at least once a month that you genuinely enjoy. So it can be something simple like reading a book in a coffee shop, or something completely outside of your norm. For me, living in Florida, I am making it a priority to go to the beach once a month. I used to go to the beach like it was my job. I am obsessed with the beach, but life happens and I got just completely out of that habit. I started feeling like I had so many other productive things to do that it was irresponsible to just waste an entire day at the beach. But doing something you love that brings you joy is not wasted time, it is fuel. All of these health and style tips are important, but remembering to have fun and do something just for yourself is equally important. So whatever your happy place is, write it down, put it on your phone calendar, and make it a non-negotiable priority. I would love it if you guys would share in the comments what that one thing is for you. We probably have a lot in common, or maybe you'll inspire someone else to try your favorite hobby. Now, this next point is completely different from just doing a hobby once a month. This is about your daily operating speed. I am actively working on not rushing. So life is fast and chaotic enough on its own, and we don't need to add to it by rushing through every single mundane task. We rush to get in and out of the shower, we rush our makeup, we rush through the grocery store. Living in a constant state of rushing spikes your cortisol levels, which creates chronic unwanted stress and anxiety over absolutely nothing. When I started realizing how much I tend to rush, I was like, no wonder I am constantly on edge much more than I should be. One thing specifically I'm working to slow down on is my speaking. I tend to be a fast talker. I rush through my words, which causes me to mispronounce things constantly. And some of you lovely people have brought this to my attention, specifically with the word different. I said it right that time. Apparently for my entire life, I have been pronouncing it different. And I think it's because my brain is moving faster than my mouth. So my daily practice right now is making a conscious effort to slow down, pronounce and enunciate my words, and actually think a bit more before I speak. So look at your own day. What is one daily task you are rushing through that is secretly spiking your anxiety? Think of how you can work to slow that down and alleviate some of that created stress. The seventh and final change I made is something that happens while I am completely unconscious. We have talked about how you spend your waking hours, but we have to talk about how you are sleeping, and more specifically, we have to talk about mouth tape. As humans, we are designed to be nasal breathers. Breathing through your nose, it filters the air, humidifies it, and most importantly, it produces a gas called nitric oxide, which helps your blood absorb oxygen much more efficiently. When you sleep with your mouth open, you are breathing through it rather than your nose, meaning you bypass all of those benefits. So mouth breathing triggers a stress response in the body that throws off your deep sleep cycles, leaving you exhausted the next day, and it leads to severe chronic dry mouth. So using mouth tape, it keeps you breathing through your nose to prevent those issues. My husband actually knew all of this and has been mouth taping at night for years. Initially, I just loved it for him because I noticed it significantly reduced his snoring, which is a massive win on its own. But I finally got interested in trying it for myself because I was constantly waking up in the middle of the night and again first thing in the morning with that severe dry mouth. If I didn't remember to keep water on my nightstand, I would have to get up, walk all the way downstairs, chug water, which only further interrupted my sleep. Using the mouth tape wasn't as weird feeling on my mouth as I thought it would be. There are various kinds of tape that you can use, but my very first night using it, it completely stopped that need to chug water in the middle of the night. And within about 1 week, I could tell I was waking up feeling much more rested and my mouth is no longer painfully dry. So it's been a very good experience for me. So if you're waking up exhausted with a dry mouth, a sore throat, or if you have a snoring partner, it might be worth it for you or them to try some sleep tape. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Drop a heart emoji in the comments if you did. And now that you know how to better your life with these 7 habits, I will leave you with this video right here to find out what length of hair suits you best. This way you'll look and feel your best self. Thank you again to Biologica for sponsoring today's video. You can find their link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.